This is Community Conversations. I am Miss Community Clovia. All this month, we have been saluting our military and thanking them for their service. And we've also been highlighting women in history. And I want to thank Rosalinda Solis for her great story. She's been in the military for 12 years, the United States Army. And I also want to thank Mandy Faulkner, Sergeant First Class Mandy Faulkner, and her 14 years of service to keep us free in our free country. Now we have Staff Sergeant Charles Countryman. We got a man on.
How y'all doing?
Hey, how you doing?
All
now,
right.
You've been with you've been in the United States Army for 8 years now.
8 years, exactly right. Yeah.
Let's talk about your tours. Short but sweet.
Well, I did 13 months in Iraq, and 12 months in Afghanistan. I'm a field artillery soldier, combat arms. When we deployed, it was, we were designated as infantry. So I was one of those soldiers that was in the foxhole, so to speak. Yeah.
And it's always amazing whenever someone talks about that, because we've always gotten the accounts from other news reports. But just to sit here with our military right now, I think is also interesting. And I know my eyes are really big and you're like, why is she so excited? Because I think it's wonderful and we don't ever get that opportunity. Sometimes we do, to just say thank you so much for your service. And what kind of man, I'm using a universal he, would lay down his life, if you will, for someone else, a person he will never meet. We're keeping people safe in 50 states and in other countries. And that is amazing. But we need more people. If you're thinking about a career and you want to do something different, I think you should try to enlist in the United States Army.
Oh, absolutely. At least get to know your options. Come down to the Willow Lawn Shopping Center, to our location, the Armed Forces Career Center. Get to know your options. Talk about education. Talk about the job opportunity. We have over 150 jobs to choose from, provided that you qualify. So you need to know those options, especially as a 17-year-old kid or 18-year-old kid or somebody who's struggling through college, don't know how they're going to pay for it. Or if you're a little bit older, I came in when I was 22, product of the economy. Okay. I was one of those kids that when I was growing up, I played in the backyard with the sticks like I was a soldier.
All right.
Something I always wanted to do, but, I started a career in the civilian side. Product of the economy, lost my job, got laid off, didn't know what I was going to do. I looked at the Army. I went to goarmy.com.
Let me go to goarmy.com.
I sent information was sent to a recruiter nearby. They contacted me like, hey, we'd be more than happy to come and see you. They came out, and the rest is history. 8 years later,
that's good stuff.
This is my career. This is what I want to do. I'm glad I did it. The best decision of my life. So it's been awesome.
So what's at the top of the list for you when you're thinking about you in the military, and even when you were over infantry?
Mm-hmm.
Are your thoughts, I'm keeping my country free? This is what I'm supposed to do. What are some of your thoughts? Absolutely.
Only 10% of our generation, my generation, will ever serve in the military. That in itself is an honor. It is about the American people. We have our own reasons of joining the Army, but ultimately, deep down inside, we want to do something. We want to do something better. We want to become successful. And it is about, the people in the community, especially, in our hometown communities. I'm from Virginia. I love this state, and it's something I wanted to do for my country, my family, for myself even. So it's been a great experience.
And how many times I know I thanked you and saluted you and say thank you and thank you and thank you so much for protecting us. If you want to know all about the United States Army, go to goarmy.com. That's goarmy.com. You can stop by the Willow Lawn Recruiter Center or call 804-285-6690. Staff Sergeant Charles Countryman, please leave our listeners with some good news.
Well, some good news is that if you want a career, you can 20 years retirement. I came in when I was 22. I'll retire when I'm 42. Okay, that's
still young.
My generation will retire at 72 if we're lucky in the civilian world. So retire at 42 is a big thing. Money for education. I know a lot of the guys I work with, we either have a bachelor's degree, we're pursuing a bachelor's degree, or even higher form of education. So to get that education pretty much for free while you serve, that's it's a Fortune 500 company. That's what it's like. Wow. That's what you're working for, and for them to invest into you and your education, that's a big thing. So the Army sets you up for success. There's a lot of different organizations, travel, excitement. You get to see the world. Who gets to say, hey, I work and live in Hawaii, and the Army sent me there for free, or I went to Germany, or or if Alaska, if that's your thing, you know, I mean, who gets to say that? So, I mean, travel excitement. If you want to be a soldier, if you want to serve your country, is definitely the way to go. Or even if it's not that, if that's not what you want to do. I mean, if you want that excitement and travel and that money for education, so there's a lot of good opportunities out there in the United States Army for sure.
Staff Sergeant Charles Countryman, Sergeant First Class Mandy Faulkner, and Staff Sergeant Rosalinda Solis, thank you so much for your service.
Well, thank you for your support.
This is Community Conversations.